It's Hot Mike with Hutton and Withrow, where daily we discuss the National Football League and the push for the postseason. In the AFC, plenty of teams trying to jockey for positioning. In the NFC, well, the best teams in the NFL with the Philadelphia Eagles and San Francisco 49ers.
Well, hold on, Hutton. Not just those teams, but how about the Detroit Lions is one of the best teams in the NFL? Other shows may not mention that or talk about it. We will.
We are on board with Detroit. Subscribe to the podcast. Join us each day for Hot Mike with Hutton and Withrow across the Outkick Network. We discuss the NFL, college football, and the top headlines from Outkick.com.
All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I wanted to kind of give out some advice to anybody that's thinking along these lines to just prevent this from being something that they don't need to be, because I don't feel good if, okay, so my thing is this. Imagine that you're in a relationship, right? Good relationship, but your significant other wants out of the relationship. Good relationship. There ain't nothing really like whether you're in a relationship, married, whatever the case is, but they want out, right? You don't know why they want out. You guys are happy. You guys got a good thing going on, but she or he, whoever, wants to evolve from this relationship, and they consider the breakup a graduation, as if this is like, it's funny how I was just talking on like high school graduations and all that stuff, but usually when somebody is graduating, everybody is happy. Now, me personally, I would be so confused if the relationship is going good, right? It's going good, but she approaches me and she's like, I want out. I want to evolve. And I personally think that this breakup will be a graduation for the both of us. I would think that she is on something. Like, I promise you guys, because I feel like this. There are a lot of people out there. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be as blunt and honest as I possibly can. There are people out there that love toxic relationships, and they are looking for something to overall like say for their relationship, right? Like they're looking for something new. They're like overall being honest with that person, because I feel like that wasn't honest. I feel like you tell a significant other that you want to evolve from a relationship and you think that the relationship is going to be, or the breakup or divorce, whatever it is going to be a graduation. I feel like that's a key word for saying that you don't love that individual no more. I've never in my life of 26 years of living, okay, have never once heard nobody, okay, absolutely nobody say that to anybody that has existed. This is my first time ever, and this is the first time. That's why it's trending, because this is like nobody don't hear things like this. So I feel like now we got people that are saying, oh yeah, this is good. Then you got people out there saying it's bad, but I'm like, that's not good. So anyways, yeah, so getting on into today's, now that example is out the way and all that stuff. So anyways, the actress Tia Mowry from that TV show. So there's this TV show called Sister Sister back like, was it in the 90s, I think? Let me see when that show came out. I think it was in the 90s. Yeah, Sister Sister, 94 to 99. Okay, so dang, that show started. I guess, yeah, it makes sense and things, but because even when I know, like when you watch like them first few, you could tell like when a TV show, like when it was recorded before like 1995, and then afterwards, like they just had a different feel. Like them early 90s TV shows had a completely different feel than like the late 90s and stuff. But so anyways, so the actress, because yeah, it was a TV show about these twins. One of the twins in there, because I think, yeah, they went by their real names in the TV show too. Let me see real quick. Yeah, so, but they just went by, like, different, like, last names and stuff. But so anyways, so Tia in that show, Tia Mowry, I believe, yeah, because it's Tia and Tamara. So Tia, that twin, so she comes out and says, let me see if I can find that tweet. So it's not coming from them, like, the person like Tia herself. This is like, I guess, like from an interview or something. But so anyways, so it goes, so the tweet, and this was posted by at the K Nova. So they go on to say, Tia Mowry said her marriage was successful, but it ended because she had evolved. She spoke about divorce being a quote unquote graduation, not a failure. That success in a marriage is not about longevity, but if two people are happy together. that message is going to save some lives for real. I don't know whose life that is going to save, but that's going to definitely leave somebody super confused, because I see that and I'm like, I don't know how to make of that. I don't know what to make of it. I don't know how to even think about it. That's something where it's like, it is fresh in my brain. It is some new like language. It is some new form of technology, and I'm trying to wrap my head around, you know how like when a dog, for an example, when they see something new and they're unsure of it, so they're like sniffing on it and investing. That's me right now. I am trying to investigate these actions, these words put together, and I can't make anything out of it, because I'm trying to place myself on both sides, where if I were to say something like that, or if something like that were to be said to me, and if I were to say something like that, I know that there's something like going on behind the scenes. Because no, my thing is this, like, I felt, and that's what I overall said up to that tweet and things. So I quote tweeted it, and I said, my thing is this. You know, I guess it's hard for people to just come out and say, because it's hurtful. It's just, that's too honest, you know, and you don't want to hear things that's too honest. So you kind of like, you find like ways to make it feel better, even though it's not. Like, you know, this guy, he's literally like losing his wife and stuff, or she wants to because my thing is this. How do you get into a relationship if you're gonna be getting the same treatment? Like, if the relationship was good and then you get into another relationship, like, and it's the same thing, then did you really evolve? You know, like, I think that's the thing that a lot of people, they come out and say things, but they don't have like a full, like, you know, plan. They don't think about like the long-term effects of what you had just said and stuff, because I see that and I'm like, okay, so what happens when you get into a relationship and it's the same exact relationship? And that's like every relationship, because I'm like, if dude, the husband, right? If he wasn't saying anything bad, doing anything crazy, saying anything crazy, like he was the perfect, you know, father figure, husband, whatever, how do you evolve? Like, that's on some stuff where I'm like, bro, when did relationships and marriages become Call of Duty? Like, I'm confused by it. That's something where I'm like, that's something where I'm like, I'm gonna have to, you know, when I start doing like podcast episodes like with people and stuff, like I gotta mention that at some point, because I'm like, I'm super confused by that. Very, very confused. Like, I gotta start asking people, like, you know, what would you do if your significant other broke up with you and they said that even though like everything was on good terms, they breaking up with you or divorcing you for whatever reason, because they believe that they have evolved, and that what was it that I'm like, my mind is just confused by this, and that the divorce or breakup was a graduation and stuff. Like I said, I would have thought that person was on something. I know a lot of people would overall like try to be respectful to those person's wishes, but I would be very, very confused. Like me overall, I'm like, I know I wouldn't say anything disrespectful, but if people ask me like, how does that make me feel, I'm not going to lie and be like, oh, you know, where I'm wishing the best, I'm you know, gonna be support. No, I'm gonna flat out say I'm hurt, because I don't know what more I could have done. And you know, and that's, I don't think a lot of people, they think of that. Because that's the thing where it's like, everybody is the same. Everybody kind of has like the same thought process on certain things. And I feel like in something like that, you're going to have the same thought process. You're going to be hurt. You're going to be confused. You're going to question yourself. You're going to question the relationship. You're going to question everything about it. We don't know overall how because like, I don't think he came out and saying, I don't think he's came out and said anything. So I'm like actively doing, because I had just seen this tweet and I was like, it took me a moment to, you know, kind of like wrap my head around it and stuff. But anyway, so I'm going to open up her Twitter and see if she say anything, and then open up his thing. All right, Instagram. Okay, so yeah, there's like all these different articles talking about it. So she did make a tweet. She made a tweet 5 hours ago, because yeah, she was trending about this and stuff. So she goes on to say, I think she meant to say I pray today is that I'm so confused. I don't even know what to think anymore. She's making cryptic tweets, like messing up on words and stuff. She put a period with a T at the end. Like, I'm so lost. But anyways, I prayer today is that my children can grow up in a less judgmental world where people can be free to live the life they want to live, love whomever they want to love, and do and go after whatever it is that makes them happy. So that's overall, like, so she goes on to say when people can be free to live. So that's overall what it is. She wants to be free. It ain't on some stuff where it's like you're evolving or, your divorces or graduation and stuff. You just overall wanted out of the relationship. You wanted to explore your options out there. That's the thing where it's like, okay, just say that. My thing is this. I know because a lot of people, they're probably like, being honest can be hurtful, but I'm like, not knowing is also hurtful. So my thing is this, I would rather know what the actual situation is rather than like, okay, when they ask me, because that's overall, like, I feel like people are going to overall ask this guy like, hey, so why do you feel that the relationship ended? You're not going to have an answer. And so my thing is this, I need that answer because I'm like, if I don't know, and people are approaching me, and it's like, oh, I don't know. Then they're going to be thinking something's wrong with me. They're going to be out seeing her living her happy life and me sad and depressed because I'm like, I don't know what I did wrong and stuff. So he posted on his Instagram. I want to see what he said real quick. Oh, I think he was just promoting the TV show and things. No, wait a second. That was yesterday. Then he posted his their child that they shared together and stuff. But yeah, I'm confused by that. That's something where I'm like, I don't personally know how to feel about that and things. So yeah, it's just it's one of those things where I'm like, me personally, I'm like, I know like a lot of people would like want to know, how do you come back from, or not so much as come back, but how do you recover from something like that? Because that's like some like next level, like Jada Pinkett Smith, like she talking about she's in an entanglement. Like I feel like that's what's overall going on right now, where it's like you're coming up with all these things. It's like, no, it ain't no entanglement, it ain't no graduation, it ain't no evolving. It's the truth, like what actually is happening. You want it free out of your relationship. You got tired of it. You have love for that individual, but you don't want to be in a relationship with them no more. You're tight, because it's like, here's the thing, just overall, like talking on humans real quick, the one thing that we've grown to do is that and I'm not going to say everybody is like this, but I'm going to say that we have done this at some point in time in our lives, whether it was when we were a child or whether it was in our adult years, but with either something, somebody, or whatever the situation is. So let's say, for an example, we had just heard a song for the first time. Love it. Listen to that song every day. That song gets me going. Now, there are some people that will cherish that song for the rest of their life because it has brought them some sort of emotion that, like no other song can give them. Like that, in their opinion, that's number one. That is the best song of all time. Then you got other people where they will listen to that song and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I can listen to this song for the next, few months, few years, few decades, whatever and stuff. But as soon as that song, another song comes out and it's so much better, you're moving on to another song. All right. Now, with that, is a little bit more easier because that's just music. But even, when we think back when we were kids, when you seen that one toy and it was like, oh, okay, like whether it was skates or whether it was a video game or whether it was a comic book or whether it was a G.I. Joe action figure or a Barbie action figure. They don't call it, no, they call it dolls. Okay, never mind. Rewind. A Barbie doll, okay, because action figure is just, it's too strong. I mean, but it technically is an action figure, all right? So, but anyway, it just doesn't do a whole lot. Well, no, because I be seeing them commercials. Like, there was at a point in time while I was watching cartoon shows for a little bit, and they were showing like how Barbie can pretty much file taxes right now. I was like, all the things that Barbie can do. I was like, bruh, what y'all got going on? It's like y'all got these dolls doing way too much. I'm like, these things is way too sophisticated and stuff. But anyways, but no, like even when we were kids, we will, because with me, I know people probably ask me, like, have I done that? Have I used something just to satisfy me at that time and then move on to something else? Yes, 100%. Not with people, but with video games, fam. with all of the video games that I've had throughout my life, like if I were to counter that into a relationship, people will probably think I was the one giving Future advice for how to act in his music and whoever. People would have probably thought I was like Hugh Hefner or freaking somebody of a high figure where it's like, you're just in mad amounts of relationships. But if video games were in that category, fam, oh yeah, I'm unfaithful, because I'm like, I've played on my PlayStation 2 alone, I had over 100 and something video games. And then, yeah, with Xbox Play, and then the newer PlayStations, PC, all that stuff, I have well over hundreds upon hundreds of video games. So some video games I've bought a few times and things. So yeah, it's one of those things where it's like you get tired of it. You don't want to play that game no more. You get frustrated with it. You're all like, this game brings me no more happiness. I'm moving on. All right. Yeah, I have love and support, and I've told people this is the greatest video game of all time. Because no, think about it. It's like, there's video games out there where it's like Forza, there's the one game that I got this year called Fuel. It was this old game that I played on the Xbox 360. I remember I used to be in love with that game. That game was amazing. It was one of the funnest games I ever played. But now, I do remember I got tired of it at one point, where I think I sold it to go get another game and things. Recently bought it, played it for a little bit, but I'm like, it just didn't have that same feeling how it did when. So it's like, that's overall what this is. She doesn't have that same feeling that she had when, the relationship was fresh and it was new, because I've never heard nobody evolve from a good relationship. That to me does, and then graduating, and I don't know how I feel about that one, guys. So maybe somebody can explain it to me. I don't know. But anyways, I think that this is something where, we can't allow this to get all big, because then everybody gonna be all like, oh, well, I want to evolve, because that's honestly what this is. Like, that's why I think there's people out there defending it, because now they know what to say when they want to leave a relationship. Oh, I'm evolving, I'm graduating from this relationship, and it's like, you just don't love that person no more. You don't have feelings for that person no more. So like, just say that, just be honest with me, but don't come up with some stuff talking about come up with something new, come up with something fresh, like what Tia from Sister did. It's like, but don't sit here and say something that she just, because everybody was doing the same thing with Jada Pinkett Smith when she came out with that entanglement stuff. What else? Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm not falling for it. It's like, overall, I know how to feel about it, and that's how I feel. And I'm like, yeah, that's just on some stuff where I'm like, no, I'm not hearing that. I'm not hearing no you involved, because like, I know people will probably ask me like, well, what would you do if you wasn't attracted, or not so much, but you just wasn't in love, you didn't have feelings for that individual no more? I would tell her that, but I'm not gonna be all like, oh, I'm sorry, the moon is lined up with Mercury, and therefore my thought process has changed, and I'm not that same. And she would look at me as if I was on drugs, because I'm like, what are you even talking about? Like, why are you coming up with all these words when you can just easily say, I don't have feelings for you no more. This relationship, I'm not gonna, continuously put you in a relationship. Because, alright, my thing is this. This is probably the most proper way of breaking up with somebody, because I know people, like, you want, like, a truthful, honest, like, how do you, like, tell somebody that, alright, so my thing is this. If you don't have feelings for that person no more, tell them that, okay? How to tell them that? Hey, such and such, whoever, I've been thinking a lot, okay? And honestly, it's something where I'm like, if I don't say nothing right now, something is going to be said or something is going to happen. I don't want to put you through that, all right? So overall, the relationship, I'm like, I don't see it going any further. It's not nothing wrong with you. It's me overall. Like, yeah, it's like, I probably would say, some like, old fashioned quote like that, but I'm like, it ain't you, it's me. I just don't got them feelings no more. I'm like, I am sorry. Honestly, the conversation would go on a little bit like, any questions that she has to, I'm making it sound like, it's like she just got turned down for a job interview or something. But anyways, overall, I'm like, no, I would communicate with her and things and tell her that and stuff, but I'm not going to be on some stuff where it's all like, oh yeah, by the way, I've evolved and I'm graduating, however long a divorce takes. I'm like, that definitely don't make no sense. So But anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on a podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 46 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. And make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. Also, if you are purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your first purchase. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.